All right, so back to our quick review, and we want to talk about opposite numbers and absolute value, and I want to review these with you. So again, I've got my helium atom model, and if you remember, inside the nucleus there are two protons. Each proton has a charge of +1 for a total of +2, right? And you remember what flies around the nucleus? Those are electrons. Each electron has a charge of -1 for a total charge of -2. And if you remember, I told you that this atom is not a what? An ion, meaning it has no electrical charge. Ions have an electrical charge. This one has no electrical charge. And if you remember, the reason is the two protons cancel out the charge of the two electrons and the overall charge is 0. And that's opposite numbers. +2 plus -2 is 0. So, and you know, opposite numbers could be fractions. A -7/2 plus a +7/2. So two numbers where their sum is 0 are opposite numbers. It can be variables even. X plus a -x would equal 0. X and -x are opposite numbers. So opposite numbers, two numbers where the sum is 0. And by the way, they're also the same distance from 0 on a number line. Now, when we talk about absolute value, we want to talk about something else. We want to key in on the word distance. Distance. When you think about absolute value, you have to think about the distance away from 0. And I've got my model here of a circle on a number line with the center of the circle at the origin at the 0 on the number line. And if I want to figure out the radius of the circle, I'm just going to go from 0 out to where it meets the circle, and guess what? I just went 3. So what's our radius? 3. So by the way, what would be the absolute value of 3? Well, it's a distance of 3. So anywhere on the circle, the distance is 3, right? Because the radius is 3. So guess what? What's the absolute value of -3? Well, again, the question is, how far away from 0 is -3? And guess what? It's the length of the radius, and it's 3. So when you think of absolute value, you have to think about the distance a number is away from 0, and that's how you end up with the positive value. So remember, distance is always positive. Hey, that's opposite numbers. That's absolute value.